I have a somewhat serious topic to talk about, and that is fleas, of all things. They're a pain in the butt, and it seems that natural remedies are not used these days. I remember when I was a kid, I used to rub my cat down or my dog down with lemons and give her a lemon juice bath. Lots of special soaps and things for fleas. And then they invented these guys. This one is called Pet Armor Plus, which is like Frontline. Some people know the company Frontline. Another company would be Advantage. And these, you just put this little liquid on their neck, and you put it on their neck just simply so they can't lick it. You put it on their neck, and then it goes into their skin and it gets absorbed, and once it's absorbed it does something to the skin where when a flea bites the skin it can't reproduce, can't make any more eggs. So a flea's life cycle is very short. So if they can't reproduce, you don't ever see any new fleas, you don't have any more biting, the flea dies, and within a day or two their life cycle's over and the flea is gone. So if the dog or cat is out and about and roaming the countryside or playing at the park or whatever, they can get a new flea on them, but for a certain amount of time that they have that chemical in their system, the same thing happens. The flea bites them, then it can't reproduce, and then it has its life cycle and it dies. So fleas don't get out of control. I mean, a flea here or there doesn't bother anybody. It's when they get to be 1,000 fleas and they're jumping in your carpet and they're jumping on you and they're biting you in bed, and it's just a mess. So, as much as I really don't like chemicals, I like everything to be natural, I have opted through the years very reluctantly to just occasionally keep them at bay with 1, 2, tops 3 applications per year. They want you to do it every month, so they're advocating 12 times per year. And here we are in January of all times. We've had a heat wave in San Diego. It was like 90 something last week. I think we broke some records. And lo and behold, dogs got fleas. I decided to go and get the dog version of what we gave our cat, which is the Pet Armor Plus Frontline. And we chose Frontline for our cat over Advantage because Advantage seemed to have worse response for her. So I did the same thing for the dog, and we went ahead and got the Frontline generic version called Pet Armor Plus. And I guess there's a weight class, and you can't intermix species, so be very mindful of that. Never give your cat the dog version or your dog the cat version. I guess it can cause a lot of neurological problems. I've seen videos of cats like tweaked out and shaking and really looking terrible because somebody thought, oh, I'll just give them the dog version. I don't know the science behind it, but just don't mess with it, okay? I'd love your feedback about what you've noticed with your pet when you give them any one of these generic or non-generic liquid applications on the back of their neck for fleas. Shadow, all of a sudden, okay, she's one of the most active dogs I've ever seen in my life. I tell people very often that all the energy that goes into hearing things because she's deaf, she doesn't hear things. She has a lot more energy to give for play, for, you know, getting into things and running, walking, you name it. And she's a very good sleeper at night, but once we wake up, for 12 hours straight pretty much, she's go, 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 go. And I gave her this medication the first, because I think I gave it to her in the afternoon that first day. She was fine. The next day, she was not fine. She didn't want to get out of bed. I mean, didn't want to get out of bed. I'm kind of role-playing as if she's a human. She was acting unlike herself, not really eager to jump out of bed and go see what's going on and go start our day. We have a very wonderful schedule that we get into, and there's a lot of play built in for her, and she really looks forward to waking up. She also looks forward to snuggle time, but she was like, I just want snuggle time. I don't really want to get up. And it was alarming to me, to be honest, because then she'd go outside to play and she'd just kind of drop the ball and look at me. And, you know, when you have a dog who generally is like, come on, let's play all the time, all the time, all the time. And then she's just like, the ball. I kind of want to play, but and she just drops it and she's sitting there panting. It's flipping alarming, okay? Alarming. And I thought, geez, what's going on? I didn't put two and two together quite yet. And then we go to the park and we're in the middle of play. I've probably thrown 3 balls. 3 balls is nothing. We play for a good hour before she gets tired. And I threw about 3 balls, and all of a sudden she was like, and taking the ball to the wrong place. And like kind of almost like going back to the car, which is also strange behavior. As you'll see in future videos. When we play, she doesn't want to go home. Even when she's tired and I give her the countdown, 3, 2, 1, we're going to go now, and then we're finished. She knows all those signals, and she's like, thanks for being the mom and telling me we've got to go and all, but I really don't want to go. It's like a little kid, you know. It's like, don't make me stop playing. And so she was just like looking up at the sky like she was really scared and kind of walking towards the car like she wanted to leave. And then I was like, what's happening? And then there was something else she did. She dropped the ball like 20 feet from me. She normally will bring the ball right to me because she wants me to throw it. She was dropping the ball as if I was over there, which made me feel like she was very disoriented. And then finally I'd be like, hey, I'm over here. And then she'd pick up the ball and she'd walk further away from me. It was just very strange. And so I didn't know what was going on. I was slightly panicked because it was very disturbing. And I took the ball and I throw it again. And I think she went after it once, brought it back again in this weird behavior, and I picked it up and I threw it, and she just looked at me like, are you going to go get that? My dog asked me to get the ball for her. That is very, very strange. And then I was like, I don't know what's going on, but I guess we should go home because you obviously need some rest. And something is desperately wrong. So I brought her home, and she took 3 naps before noon. I have to force her to stop playing and rest for like 30, 45 minutes. Around 1 or 2, I can actually get her down at that point, like a little kid taking a nap. She took 3 naps willingly. It was just like, thanks, Mom, thanks for making me stop. And she'd be panting really, really heavily, and then just kind of put herself to sleep. And I'm talking about out cold to sleep. Now, she is a deaf dog, so when she sleeps, you'd think it could be kind of deep because she can't hear anything. But with her, she's hyper vigilant because she's deaf. So she'll go into a deep sleep and then wake herself up to see what's going on because she can't hear. And she doesn't want to be startled by people disappearing on her or something sneaking up on her or whatever. So she's a little bit extra gung-ho about, okay, I've fallen asleep. That was long enough. What's going on? Okay, I can go back to sleep. Everything's fine. Okay, what's happening now? So she doesn't really get good sleep until the nighttime or until snuggle time in the morning after our 4:30 walk. That's right, we wake up at 4:30. So my poor girl, she took 3 naps. And so I said, you know what? I think it might be that medication. I do remember our cat Marie having difficulty. Maybe that's what it is. I'm going to just give her lots of rest, give her lots of love, give her lots of water, and see how it goes tomorrow. And if it's not better tomorrow, then I'll call the vet. And so that's what I did. And the next day, it was similar but slightly better, which made me think, okay, maybe it really is that medication. And so I said, let me give her one more day, and if she's not better, I'll take her to the vet. Because I think I had a long work day that day. And I would have to take off work to take her to the vet. So since she was doing a little bit better, I thought, let's see how this goes. And because when I'm at work, she's in her kennel, I figured it'd be a good opportunity for her to get some rest. I'm gone for work about 6 hours, so she gets to sleep for 6 hours. She was a little bit better the next day. In fact, increasingly better the next day. So I thought to myself, gosh, as hard as this is, I think it's probably due to that medication. I don't necessarily need to see the vet, but I am going to run it past him on our appointment on Monday. And I'll let you know what he says. But I think it was that medication. I really do. So I want to hear from you, see if you guys know any other symptoms or have seen any other behavioral things or a strong correlation in timing between your cat or dog's behavioral change and giving them the medication. And I'm seriously wondering if I can give it to her again, because that was just hard to watch her for 3 days go through that. I mean, yeah, you say, yeah, she didn't die, and yeah, it wasn't that big of a deal. She was just a little tired, but it means to me that her system was taxed, and potentially her liver was taxed, her immune system was taxed. I don't know what it did to her neurologically, because she seemed to be confused at times, a little bewildered. And why would I encourage all of that just to get rid of some fleas? I mean, we don't have carpeting in our house, which doesn't mean you don't get fleas, but it's a little harder because they don't embed themselves in the carpet. And maybe I can try some other natural things first. I'll let you know what I come up with. But please, help me with my heart here. And let me know I'm not alone. I thank you.